All right, welcome back. It's time for us to get into a conversation on our self-improvement segment, all right? And you don't want to miss this because it's going to be a lot of exciting things for you to pick up and learn and add to your, the arsenal that you have to fight the battles of every day. Well, I've been joined in the studio by Hannah Abrahams Appiah. She's a pastor, she's an author, she's a teen advocate and motivator and all of that. And we're going to get into this conversation and it's going to be interesting for you. All right, Hannah, you're welcome.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, it's good to have you here again. It's been a while.
Yes.
Since you were last here. Now, we're talking about identifying your driving force. Okay. Why is that even an important conversation to have?
Identifying your driving force is a very important conversation because everybody remains in a state of rest until an external force is applied to it. The law of inertia is what I have just quoted. Yeah. And so if we don't identify the force that propels each one of us from one point to the other, there'll be no development, there'll be no progress, there'll be no success, there'll be nothing at the end of life. So it's a very important conversation to have.
What is a driving force?
The driving force is that force that propels you from one state of equilibrium to another point.
Explain, break it down for us.
Let me break it down. So for example, if I say a driving force, the car's driving force is the engine, but it is supported with the fuel, the engine oil, all the other things make this car move from one point to the other. It's not just the tires. The tires all go into it. For we as individuals, we have different driving forces, if you want me to go that way.
Go there.
So I would put it in an acronym form. We have circumstantial driving forces, innate driving forces. So we are born with it. Your personality, your temperament, all come when you are born with certain forces that push you to do things. There's a divine driving force that is given to you by God, like Paul. He had a divine driving force that enabled him to carry the gospel. And then there's also the external driving force from our handlers, our parents, our teachers, our educators. So you see, I've talked about circumstantial, I've talked about external, I've talked about divine, I've talked about innate. So as an educator, the acronym is what? C-E-D-I. CD. So value. So your driving force gives you the value that you have in life. If I were teaching a French audience, I would say les circonstances, I'll say la force externe, la force divine, and l'habilité. So CFA.
CFA, so it's still the
same.
So
it's still the same value. All these are broad categories to identify the various driving
But what if somebody is there and says, nothing drives me? What do they do?
What do they do? Many people find themselves in that category where they feel nothing drives them. But it is not true. Everybody is driven by something. Even to be lazy. You are being driven by something to be lazy. You are actually being pulled by a contrary force. You are either being affected by the law of gravity or the law of aerodynamics. So there's a gravitational force that is pulling you, it's driving you to stay at one place. You may not be moving forward. So for such people who are not moving forward or are not progressing, what they need to do is challenge themselves. Find like-minded people and connect with them. Find mentors, find coaches, find trainers. Read books, listen to tapes, listen to tutors who are helping people move to one point or the other. Look at a football match. We have players and spectators. There are always more spectators in life than players. So you decide where you want to be, either on the field or in the benches or by the sidelines.
This is interesting. We have, in a football match, we have players and spectators. Spectators never score any goals, but they make the most noise. Players are busy about scoring goals. Wow, this is fascinating. So which are you? Are you a player or a spectator? Now, talk to us about the link between your driving force and your personal development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good thing about driving forces. Once you are able to identify your driving force, what it does for you is it pushes you to develop. So if you identify that innate driving force, for example, you love art. So I'm going to use Picasso, very popular. When that gift in it was discovered, the identification is one step. Then he developed that gift to become the renowned name. So your personal development comes in when you identify the driving forces, the things you do without having to be pushed, having to be compelled. If you are not paid for something, what would you continue doing? What excites you? What gives you energy? What gives you the fulfillment? So that driving force pushes you to want to develop, acquire skill, acquire the networks, and then impact society. So it is very important to discover the driving force. I was chatting with
a young lady on LinkedIn yesterday, and she was saying that, oh, you guys, this is a comment, she says, you guys, your office is always fun, you know, and I almost got the sense that she was doing a comparison to say that my work is easy because my work is fun, right? And it's like, I'm lucky because I work in a fun place. And I said, listen, I've always believed in that. I don't stay doing things that I don't enjoy doing. And then her comment was that, but in this Ghana, can everybody find something that they enjoy doing? I said, yeah. I was taken aback by her question, because for me, there's something everywhere for somebody that you can connect to, that you enjoy doing. True or false?
True. There's something for everybody. To answer the lady's question, what her major challenge may be is, what will she get out of what she's doing? So what she doesn't know is you do what you do because you are passionate about it. You're a communicator. So you find yourself in a space where your innate gifts is being used. But she may not have discovered her driving force. So there's actually nothing moving her. She's actually being pulled down by gravitational forces. She's looking at the environment, the limitations, and then what are her motives and intentions? Because to answer that question, if I want to talk about myself, there are things I do nobody will do. There's a driving force that pushes me
you to do that.
Yet I'm sure if I ask that same girl who may have those skills to do that, she may refuse. So everybody's driving force affects your output, affects the kind of work you find, affects the excitement that you also get.
Wow, wow. Thank you. This is very important. I see you brought a number of books here. You want to just quickly tell us what you have available here?
Okay, so quickly, I have 6 publications. So the last time I came here, I had 2. So what has been driving me? So I have Throwback. It's one of my publications I made for young readers. And then I have Stages. That is another publication. And these books are geared to help young ones make right choices. So they are interesting case studies that have packaged principles to educate these young ones on the principle of find it in a book. So as they are reading and developing, they find the answers. I have a book called Young and Single. The good news about this book is this book was written for senior high schools and tertiary students. And I have given the book out for free this July. So that's the good news. So if you go to seller.co/TEB5, you can download the book for free. What is motivating me to do that? Education, counseling, helping young people to develop themselves. Then I have a book called Get It Right, Marriage is Not a Game of Chance. It's also a counseling book. And I have these copies now in French. De trompez-vous, le mariage n'est pas un jeu d'hasard. And Réflexion, les effets de notre passé sur notre avenir. Okay. So these are the books.
How do people get in touch with you?
You get in touch with me on all my social media handles, Hannah Abrahams Appiah. You can also WhatsApp me on 054-706-4982.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing this with us.
Thank you very much.
We've been speaking with Hannah Abrahams Appiah. I warned you, and she's exciting.